Virtual reality, the ultimate tech buzzword. But the big question is, are we using it to escape reality or to enhance it?
Knowing you, it's probably both. Let's hope you're not planning to move into the metaverse full-time.
Not yet, but it's worth exploring. VR is being used for gaming, therapy, education, even work. It's not just about fun anymore.
Fair, but let's break it down for everyone watching. What is VR really doing for us, and what's just hype?
Let's start with the obvious, gaming. Did you know VR gaming hit $12 billion in global revenue last year?
That's great and all, but how many of those games involve flailing around like a lunatic?
All the best ones. But seriously, VR gaming isn't just about dodging zombies. It's evolving into collaborative experiences. Think escape rooms, virtual concerts, and even fitness games.
Ah yes, sweating profusely while pretending to climb Mount Everest. Truly immersive.
And let's not forget storytelling. VR films are pushing the boundaries of cinema by putting viewers inside the story. Imagine being part of the action instead of just watching it.
So basically, you're telling me I'll be dodging explosions in a Michael Bay movie soon?
Exactly. Plus, platforms like Oculus TV and venues let people watch live sports and shows together, virtually. It's a whole new social experience.
But how far can this really go? Do we lose the magic of real-life concerts and games?
Good point. VR doesn't replace the live experience, but it makes it accessible for those who can't physically attend. Think of it as an enhancement, not a replacement.
Okay, gaming's fun, but what about real-world applications? Can VR actually teach us something useful?
Absolutely. VR is revolutionizing education. Students can explore ancient Rome or dissect virtual frogs without the smell.
Great. So VR is saving frogs and making history class less boring.
Exactly. And in professional training, VR is used for simulations in healthcare, aviation, and even disaster response. Imagine surgeons practicing complex procedures without any risk.
I'll admit, that's impressive. But can VR help with more creative fields like art or design?
Funny you ask. Artists are creating entire exhibitions in virtual spaces. Architects can design buildings and let clients walk through them before they're even built. It's creativity unleashed. Oh, and one more thing. VR training is being used for soft skills like public speaking. Stand in front of a virtual audience and practice without breaking a sweat.
As long as the virtual audience doesn't heckle, I'm sold.
One of the most promising uses of VR is in therapy. It's helping treat PTSD, anxiety, and phobias through controlled exposure therapy.
So, if I'm afraid of spiders, VR can throw a few virtual ones my way until I'm cured.
Exactly. And it's also being used for mindfulness and relaxation. Imagine meditating on a beach without leaving your couch.
Finally, a way to avoid airports and sand while still traveling.
And the results are promising. Studies show that VR-based therapy can be as effective as traditional methods in some cases.
But how accessible is it? Can the average person afford these tools?
Good question. While high-end setups can be pricey, some therapy centers provide access to VR tools as part of their services, and standalone headsets like MetaQuest are making it more affordable for personal use.
Speaking of personal use, what about work? Is VR really helping in remote jobs, or is it just a gimmick?
It's far from a gimmick. VR is enabling virtual meetings where you can interact with colleagues as avatars. Platforms like Spatial and Horizon Workrooms make brainstorming and collaboration feel more natural.
Okay, but what's stopping someone from showing up to a VR meeting in pajamas? Or as a dinosaur?
There are dress codes, probably. But VR in the workplace isn't just for meetings. It's used for onboarding skill development and even virtual site inspections.
Virtual site inspections? So I can check out a construction site from my living room?
Exactly. It's a game changer for industries like real estate, manufacturing, and engineering.
Alright, all this sounds amazing. But let's not forget the downsides.
Fine, let's talk about VR sickness. It affects about 25% of users. Dizziness, nausea, not exactly a great escape.
And what about the cost? High-end VR headsets can set you back $1,000 or more. not exactly accessible for everyone.
True, but like all tech, prices are dropping and there are affordable options like standalone headsets.
And let's not forget the biggest downside: overuse. Some people spend so much time in VR that they neglect real-world responsibilities.
Moderation is key. VR should enhance your life, not replace it. Let's talk about some emerging areas where VR is making waves. For starters, retail. Imagine trying on clothes in a virtual dressing room.
Sounds fun, but does it tell you how those jeans will actually feel after Thanksgiving dinner?
Not yet, but it's a big step forward for online shopping. Then there's tourism. VR lets you explore iconic landmarks without the hassle of travel.
So no jet lag, no overpriced souvenirs, and no tourists photobombing my shots? I'm sold.
And accessibility. VR is opening doors for differently abled individuals to experience activities they couldn't before, like hiking or attending concerts.
Now that's genuinely impressive.
So, is VR escaping reality or enhancing it? Maybe it's a bit of both.
As long as it doesn't replace reality altogether, I'm in. Just keep the spiders virtual, okay?
Deal. And remember, viewers, VR is what you make of it. It can be a tool for learning, connecting, and creating, or just a fun escape when you need a break.
We're curious to hear your thoughts. Are you Team Escape or Team Enhance? Drop your take in the comments below.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more tech talk and laughs. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.